It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso here in SABC3, and it is time to shine because the thing is, we have a very special guest. But first, let me set the scene for you because some people like to braise it. Some people like to roast it. Personally, I'm a braai man, but whatever you decide, we can guarantee you it will be absolutely mouth-watering. Think of crispy pork belly, caramelized apples and fennel, and crispy sage to run all off. And that's why I brought in a professional, somebody who knows how to make an epic, the beautiful pork belly. Chef Grace Stevens is in the kitchen with us for a bit of yum for your tum this morning. So without further ado, please show us how it is done. And please, you know what, if you want to make some noise for Chef Grace Stevens, you can do that right now, please. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. That's right. Okay, do you feel motivated now after that?
I do. I'm pumped.
Okay, let's go. Pumped. We have pork belly over here. This one looks absolutely beautiful. Scored
yes,
to perfection,
scored it.
right?
That's just to kind of make sure that it all cooks evenly.
All right.
Then I've got some fennel seeds, some garlic. I've got some... Oh, I've got...
it smells delicious.
All sorts of yummy things in here. And of course, I'm going to use my BWELL canola oil just to bring it together as a paste.
Okay.
I've got salt. I've got pepper in here. So this is a great marinade.
It's also a good workout in the kitchen as well. If you want to cook and work out.
You've got to get your guns going.
That's
Absolutely.
correct. Yeah.
And then either you or I, are you like a fingers-on kind of guy?
You know, I'm more of a sort of spoon spreader, but I mean, you can do fingers on if you want to as well, but that's entirely up because I like the spoon spreading technique because you go into every single one of those scoring points.
And you want to get all that flavor into the pork belly, and this needs to sit in your fridge for about 24 hours. You want to get that flavor just going in there.
And I mean, naturally, pork belly is quite a rich. I mean, we are dealing when you score the fat. So obviously, we want to look after ourselves. And the great thing is when you use BWELL canola oil, there's just, I mean, it is endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. And it is one of those ingredients that really kind of makes it a bit less guilty when it comes to pork belly.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we don't need any guilt in the kitchen.
Oh,
so this is absolutely fantastic. Got some apple, got some fennel that I've prepared here. Some more of our BWELL canola oil goes in there. And we just make sure that that's like nicely covered.
Okay.
And then this is going to be our base on which we're going to put our pork belly. And we're going to roast it in the oven. Start off at 220.
All right.
And nice and hot. It goes in for half an hour. Then we turn it down to 180. And then for 2 hours, it sits there and slowly cooks away.
That is beautiful.
And all that fat is just going to like reduce down and go into the flesh, and it's just going to roast amazingly.
You're describing it so beautifully. And as you know, BWELL is endorsed by the Heart and Stroke Foundation of South Africa. It carries the Cancer Smart Choice seal. And this is really versatile as well, because if you want to coat your pork belly, there's also the other option. As you can see, we're coating the fennel as well as the apple with BWELL canola oil. It just shows you that it's really versatile. It's good for drizzling on salads and, you know, frying things up as well. So it's not really that one-dimensional type of ingredient in your kitchen. It is sensational. So now that we have this marriage made in heaven, which is fennel and apple, it'll also go into...
Pop this onto our roasting pan.
I love how fresh it looks at this particular point.
Doesn't it look amazing?
If you'd like this recipe, make sure that you send the keyword BWELL, that is the 33728, and make sure that when you do make it, you need to describe it as beautifully as Chef Grace Stevens has today.
Oh, look at that.
You know, you've just kind of massaged it in and you said, this is wonderful. But I mean, that alone, it looks like it's ready to eat, even though you're going to have to give it some time in the stove as well.
Yeah, long, you know, low and slow, and you get that that fat to render down. And then any juices, so we take all of these, so after about 2 hours, so it's been in for 2.5 hours, we take the pork belly off.
All right.
We take all that nice roasted fennel and apple, we set that aside. Put the pork belly back in for 10-15 minutes, back at 220, and then it gets all nice and crispy. Can you see it?
Oh,
that's what we want. We want crispy for our delicious pork belly.
It is going to be absolutely incredible. As mentioned, if you want to get this recipe, all you have to do is send the keyword BWELL to 33728. Standard SMS rates apply. And if you're wondering, just make sure that you actually have the description, though, because we're going to go with something very amazing, which is a little bit of butter in the pan. We're going to start dressing it beautifully. But learn the recipe, of course, and get it sent straight to your phone. 33728 is the number. BWELL is the keyword. Chef Grace Stevens, what is that next step that you're jumping onto now?
I've just melted some butter, and I'm going to put some sage leaves in there. You just want to get them nice and crispy, because this is going to just add another crunch and lovely flavor on top of it. Of course, sage and pork belly, a match made in heaven.
Absolutely. So while that cooks away, I'm sure you're wondering what's cooking in the world around you, and that's why we'll go to news before giving you that full recipe and, of course, the final result on Expresso.